Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to Babeinlibrary. It's your girl Lisa, and today we're doing a try a chapter video. So in this video, I have 4 different books that I will at least read the first chapter of each to let me know what I should continue reading. Now, this is in hopes to help my mood reading. I have a really hard time right now determining what I want to read next on my road to Black Romance Book Festival. And I have 3 authors that are really calling my name. So that is M.L. Bash, that is Ashley Antoinette, and that is Gabrielle G. Each one of these authors has a book that I'm considering picking up, but it's really not going to be until I read the first chapter that I'll make my decision of what I want to pick up and read all the way through. Now, I did do a poll on Instagram just to see what people thought I should read next. So I do have the results from that. I won't share it just yet. I'm going to go ahead and get my opinion, and then I'll see if my opinion aligns with them. But
hey y'all, I need some help. I am at a loss for what I want to read next. I am still reading in preparation for Black Romance Festival. So I've got 4 different options. Y'all tell me which one you think I should read next. The first option is M.L. Bash, Nobody to Love You Better. Second option is Antoinette Sherrill, The Art of Hood Love Savvy. Third option is another Antoinette Sherrill. It is Savage My Soul. And then the fourth and final option is going to be Soul Crush by Gabriella G. So those are the 4 options. Y'all let me know what y'all think I should read next. I think I might do a try a chapter reading vlog, but I want to know what y'all think because that may influence my reading selection. So I own all 4 digitally, and so I'm ready for whatever you all say.
Okay, I am back to give you my initial thoughts on M.L. Bash's Nobody to Love You Better. I actually decided to read not 1, but 2 chapters. The reason for that is, which I'm going to quickly find out, is usually authors don't really give you much to go by in chapter 1, and so it typically has to build up. There are some authors that come out the gate swinging and really grab the attention, but this book didn't do it. And that's okay because it wasn't found in chapter 1, which was Kimber's point of view, our female main character, but we did get a second POV for chapter 2, which was Bear's point of view. And that is where I decided, okay, maybe I will get a little bit more from him. This is a book that has 3 POVs. This is a polyamorous relationship, so it's MFM, so that's male, female, male. In this situation, our 2 male main characters, Bear and Ren, are actually best friends, and they both have interest in Kimber. Now, Kimber is coming back into town. This is a small town romance. She is taking over the home that her family has been raised in. Her grandmother has since passed away, and the home was left to her because no one else wanted to take care of it. So she's back in town with her sister, really just getting the home up and ready to be lived in. And Kimber's like, I need a night on the town. Let's go to the local watering hole. And there she reconnects or sees Bear and Ren, along with 2 of their other friends, so Waylon and Brex. Now, what's interesting that I find out about this, Ren is the sheriff of the town, and he and his best friend Bear have shared women in the past, right? So this is nothing new for them. They were both military veterans, and so when they were overseas, they took time with one another, just sharing women because it made them feel more comfortable to have someone else in the room. I felt like that was an interesting take on how these 2 gentlemen felt comfortable to share women that they're interested in. Now, what makes this a little bit unbelievable in this situation is because Bear has been in love with Kimber since he was probably 16. And I just find it a little bit interesting that he would be willing, even though Ren is his best best friend and he knows Ren is interested in Kimba. But if he is Kimber, which he's already like, if she says she's only interested in one man, it's gonna be me. But if she's open and down to give it a try, I'll put you on. I just find like that is a wild concept. I typically would see in this situation the woman makes the proposal and the men have to decide, but they are both willing to share Kimber if she allows it. And I think that's a very interesting concept. On top of the fact, ML Bash threw a little bit of intrigue for me because these gentlemen, so Ren and Bear, along with Brix and Waylon, are involved in some illegal activity, which Bren being the sheriff only adds more complexity to it. So I am interested in keeping on with this particular book. I don't really want to rank it just yet. Obviously, it's the only one that I've read. I am a little surprised at the plot twist that was thrown in, as I just stated, by them having some questionable activities they are in, which makes the interest a lot more heightened. So I'll come back. I think next I am going to read The Art of Hood Love by Savvy by Antoinette Sherrill. So I'm going to start that one and come back and let you know my thoughts. Now, remember when I told y'all I don't take too much stock in first chapters of books? Usually you have to get in about 10 to 15%, unless the author comes out swinging. Well, baby, let me tell you, Antoinette Sherrill is that author that comes in with a two-piece. She is coming out swinging in The Art of Hood Love, Savvy, as well as Savage My Soul. Now, I did read the first chapter of both of these, and to be honest, I wanted to keep going, but I needed to come in and check in with you all first before I decided to do that. And I still have to read Soul Crush. So I've got to, kind of show some restraint, which is not my strong suit. But Antoinette Sherrill came in and she said, I'm not the one or the two. I am the one and the two. Like, I am taking the top two spots. And I want to tell you it's neck and neck. I think Savage My Soul right now is kind of just slowly eking out The Art of Hood Love. But let's talk about both of them. Now, in The Art of Hood Love, Savvy, I read that one first, and that is the story of this young girl named Savvy. She is just out of high school. She is working what seems like a dead-end job at an establishment that feels very much like Waffle House. She is trying to stack her bread so that she can leave the town and follow her boyfriend. Now, her boyfriend has gone off to college. He is a basketball star and on the road to the NBA. Now, she is kind of hitched her wagon to his because he has been there for her this entire time. He has helped her mentally. He has helped her physically. He has helped her really with her hard childhood, and she really appreciates what he's done. And she's like, okay, well, let him get settled. I'll come after. I'll make enough money to be able to have a nest egg and we can be together. Now, what starts to kind of shake her foundation is the fact that while she is working, a girl comes into her diner and starts to say, oh, I was with your man, and if I were you, I'd try to make sure that I try to keep him, but actually I don't think you can because look at you and look at me. Now, instead of clocking out in the establishment, she was like, okay, I'm going to take that one on the chin and I'm not going to let it stress me because I know what I have. But the unfortunate part is he's not really answering his phone like she likes to. And she also has her best friend, Kiko, in her ear whispering, hey, this is what I'm hearing. These are the rumors. Now, I use best friend in quotations because Kiko is low-key really jealous of Savvy. She looks for any opportunity to kind of put herself as though she's better because of how she was raised, the money she has. Really,
she just wants to make sure that she knows that she's a step above Savvy. And that's not a best friend. No best friend is going to throw your childhood and things outside of your control in your face. And no best friend is going to put you in some of the situations that Kiko does. And the situation that I'm talking about is where, first and foremost, she's trying to stop Savvy from getting her bag because there's a group of ballers that come in. So Relic, his little brother Tristan, and then a couple of members of their crew. They come in, and of course, they're looking to spend money. So she's like, "No, actually," Kiko's like, I got this table. Don't worry about it." Well, Kiko doesn't realize her attitude is stank and they can smell it before they even walk into the door. And so she tries to like butter up to Relic and throw herself at him. But Relic's like, nah, actually, I don't want nothing from you. I don't want nothing from this diner. I'm just here to make sure that my homeboys eat and we can get back at it. Now, she is jumping into business that is not hers because she wants to be a kept woman so bad that she is throwing herself at this man, not realizing he could care less. And so him and his brother actually says, you know what? Don't worry about it. Go get that girl over there. Have her service us. Now, I can tell you right now, Kiko is green with envy, and she already knows that if Savvy comes over, Kiko gonna be left in the dust. But again, that's supposed to be your girl. That's supposed to be your home girl. And so she comes over and grabs Savvy, and she's like, "Hey, just do me a solid. These men are over here asking for you. Put in a good word for me, so on and so forth." Savvy is not interested, but Relic is not giving up. And I am very interested to see how this goes because Relic slides his number to her and it's like, "Hey, you seem like you're a challenge, and I'm willing to place my bet. I'm willing to see if you can really withstand the energy that I have." And I don't know if Relic is also Shabu because I know that Savvy and Shabu are together. I think that's what this trilogy is about. So I don't know who Relic is or if he's someone completely different, but I'm very interested to keep going because I have to see how this comes out of the wash. What happens with her boyfriend? What happens with her fake friend? What choices does she make? Does she decide to go to the birthday party or does she go in a different route? So that was The Art of Hood Love. I will continue reading that, but Savage My Soul is really calling me because this one is different. And the fact that this centers Remedy, who is a twin. Now, Remedy is very soft spoken. And I think that that's where right now I'm seeing that Antoinette shines. She's really about the young ladies that are very, reserved, have a mystery and intrigue about them. They're not punks by any means. They're just not desperate. They're not out here chasing a man. If anything, they're chasing their dreams and chasing a bag. Because in this one, Remedy has dreams to become a singer, not necessarily somebody that is going for fame and for fortune and glamour. No, she just really wants to use her talent and find something that she loves to do. And where she gets off is that her family doesn't necessarily support her. The only person that supports her is her sister, Raylan. Now, again, Raylan is her twin. She is her yin to her yang. So, whereas Remedy is very soft, reserved, kept to herself, Raylan is like, I'm about that life. You're going to understand that I am the prize. You're going to see that me and my sister are down for whatever. So, I really do enjoy their bond. And in this, they are turning 21. And so Remedy tells Raylan, hey, I'm actually going to step out of my comfort zone and I'm going to go to this open mic night and I'm going to sing this song. Now, Raylan is like, girl, I got you. I'm going to support you. You know that. They go out and unfortunately, Raylan brings her trash boyfriend. Now, her boyfriend and Remedy don't see eye to eye. Remedy is like, he is no good. He is using you. He is going to lead you down into a desperate path. And she's absolutely right because when they get there, the boyfriend whose name is Desmond gets into it with Remedy, and Raylan's like, okay, actually, you can leave. I don't want to be with you. But he don't take the hint. Like the man is off in the rocker. And so he's like, I'm not going nowhere. You gonna be with me. And he starts like getting aggressive. Later on, after Remedy puts on this amazing performance, she pretty much wins the favor of the crowd. He still has an attitude, and someone else comes up to the twins and like, "Hey, you did your thing. Let's go out. Let me get you a drink." Well, Desmond pops up out of nowhere, and he's like, "Hey, stop talking to my gal." And Raylan's like, "We not together, bro. I don't know what you are not understanding." It turns out into a brawl at the bar, and somehow Remedy and Raylan get out of there. They get out of the building and they're trying to get ready to go. But Raylan is like, "Oh, let me go check on the guy, make sure he knows I appreciate him for stepping up, stepping in. I know he got hit. Let me make sure he's okay." Well, Desmond comes out the bar and he's like, still hot. He's like, "I'm finna air it out." And things get going, and there is some really tragic things that happen with people in the crowd. The police are called, and we are left at this really pivotal point where it's like, okay, what is going on with the girls? Are they going to be okay? There is someone that is shot. There is someone that has been trampled, that has probably got their head hit. Like, there is a lot of action that is going on, and I am desperate to continue. So that being said, again, right now the ranking is Savage My Soul as number one. Then number two is going to be The Art of Hood Love Savvy. And then number three is Nobody to Love You Better. And I'm not saying that Nobody to Love You Better isn't what I'm looking for. It's just that in the rankings, this gave me something that I am vying for. Like, I know that I'm going to enjoy Nobody to Love You Better, but right now, these other two got me going. Let's see what Soul Crush has for me and what I will continue reading. I'll come back and let you know.
Period. Period. So I just finished Soul Crush, the first chapter by Gabrielle G, and I liked it. I won't say that it is in the top contender for me. And actually, everyone that took the poll, they answered this as by and large what I should read next. It is a trilogy, very much like The Art of Hood Love, so I will be reading it. I think that I'm going to read Salvage My Soul first because it's just gripped me a little bit more. I did purchase it, so it should be coming in the mail, so I'll have a physical copy. But let's talk about Soul Crush. This is the story of Arabella. It starts off where she is at her father's funeral, and she has not had a good relationship with her father. As a matter of fact, she hasn't seen him since she was 7 or 8, and her brother is about 7 years. Actually, she hasn't seen him since she was 10. Her brother was 17. And now she is at his funeral, and the only reason why she is here is because her brother has asked her to come with her based on their paternal grandmother. Now, they have never had a relationship with their paternal grandmother. The grandmother is just finding out, and she's like, okay, I want you all to get to know me, and I want you all to attend this funeral as a family unit. Now, Arabella is there, and by no means is she happy other than to see this man get lowered into the grave, because he used to beat her mother and beat her brother. Now, she was spared this, but that did not mean that her childhood was any less rough, because one, she is experiencing the people that she loves, specifically her brother, get abused, and her mother was a drug addict, and so her mother took a lot out on her. So this does have very heavy topics. This has a lot that is rooted in her childhood that kind of made her to the person that she is today, where her and her brother are still struggling. They have little pennies to their name, do not have a stable environment, are in the process of getting their lights turned off. And so they're still living with the consequences of what their mother and father have placed into their life. Now, here she realizes she has half siblings that are twins, that are young, and were giving everything that she and her brother did not have. Her father is actually rich. He is Haitian, and he has a ton of homes back in Haiti. He owns a multi-million-dollar company, enough to the point of where they go in, they read the will, and she and her brother come out on top. And it is a very weird situation for someone to decide after that they've passed that you are worthy of their attention and their love, but they could never give it to you beforehand. So it is one of those situations where now Arabella is trying to figure out how to come to terms with that relationship and where she is now in life. I'm not going to say stepmother, her father's wife is livid at this point. And so I'm sure that she's going to come back in the picture and stir the pot. But I will be reading this, like I said. It's not my number one. If I had to go in the order of my interest, Savage My Soul is going to be number one. Number two is probably, at this point, I'm still very interested in The Art of Hood Love. But I can make a case for Soul Crush coming second, The Art of Hood Love coming third, and Nobody to Love You Better as fourth. So more than likely, I am going to continue with Savage My Soul first and give you all my thoughts on that in a future video. This is the first time I've done a triad chapter. It took me a lot longer to get through this just because I was working, I was out doing things. So this should have really taken one day, and I probably should have done it on a Sunday, but here we are. This is completed. Let me know how you feel about the first chapters of a book. When do you feel like stories typically pick up? If you don't want to do any of that, leave me a flower emoji. I just got my nails done, so leave me some sort of flower emoji, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.